I'm coming at you live on tape from Sydney, Ohio. Now, there's a little change of plans for this week's movie review. It was going to be The Mousetrap, which is on Peacock and is a Mickey Mouse horror movie. But since Kill Count did that this week, and if I do the same movie as Kill Count, I lose views, I decided to move that to next week and do next week's movie, The Unhealer, this week. Now, you may be saying, I've never heard of The Unhealer. I have no idea what that's about. I want to see the Mickey Mouse horror movie. Too bad we're doing The Unhealer. And The Unhealer is about a boy who gets healing powers and then uses them to kill people. Good premise, right? It's also got Natasha Henstridge in it, who every man in the movie has the hots for, including the boy who's her son, who openly says he wants to fuck her. No, he doesn't openly say that, but you can tell there's some sexual chemistry there. Now, it starts out with Lance Henriksen defiling an Indian's grave and digging it up and getting healing powers. Then we go to our hero eating trash. Yes, he is our hero, and he is eating trash and then getting beat up for eating trash, with the girl he likes talking to him. Now, if the girls I liked in high school talk to me, I may not be a 40-year-old guy doing YouTube videos. But anyways, we digress. So he gets sick because he eats trash, and his mom sees Lance Henriksen healing people, so she invites him. His mom, played by Natasha Henstridge, sees Lance Henriksen healing people in a parking lot and invites him back to her place to heal her son, which immediately starts to go wrong. So Lance Henriksen excuses himself to the bathroom, where he takes pills, drinks alcohol, snorts cocaine, and smokes a cigarette, and then comes out to heal him, at which point his healing powers, as he was warned by Red Elk in the parking lot, go terribly wrong and transfer to the boy, whose name is Kelly, and leave Lance Henriksen, at which point he pisses himself and drops dead. And there's no more Lance Henriksen in this movie. The boy, though, wants to eat actual food now. And we see Adam Beach, who's our sheriff, and is another Indian, who also has the hots for the mom, saying it's luck to say, saying he's sorry the Lance Henriksen, whose name in the movie is Pfluger, tried to take advantage of them. The boy, then feeling great, tries to ride his bike to school the next day, but the chain comes off, at which point one of the boys who beat him up the other day tries to beat him up again, and he realizes he's invincible, because whatever the boy does to him goes back to the boy. I don't remember this boy's name. I think his name is Reese, and he punches him in the stomach, and then Reese feels it in the stomach. He punches him in the nose, and then Reese breaks his nose, and then Reese hits him upside the head with a 2x4, and then Reese gets damage from the 2x4, including a concussion. So the boy essentially is invincible. At which point he tests it with his mom, and she pinches him, and she shows her that he is invincible, and then tests a lighter on his hand, and once again he is invincible. Why his mom has a lighter? I'm guessing because she's a chain smoker, because her kid eats trash. Later on, he goes to a party or a bonfire with the girl, where the girl he likes is. Her name is Dominique, and he stands up for her. And then the boys decide to get revenge. They're driving down the road drunk, and they try to scare him And by scare him, I mean run him over with a car. And he lives, but the boy driving the car is instantly killed because he's invincible, and it goes to the person who hurt him. Now, they can't explain this to the police because the police aren't going to believe him. So Adam Beach, being an Indian, and it being an Indian power that came, according to Red Elk, he would believe him. But they don't quite explain it that way. They just explain Kelly fell in a bush and the airbag exploded on the boy. So then the evil boys, Kelly, or not Kelly, but Reese, Tucker, who wears his name on his shirt like a retard, big guy who talks like the Renaissance, who's somehow popular, and them decide to take down Kelly's trailer. Problem is, well, Kelly's not there, his mom is, and she dies in a horrible explosion. At which point, Kelly decides to take revenge. Though Adam Beach, whose name is Sheriff Adler, I think his name's Bo Adler, decides to try to stop him. He murders Tucker, who's the black kid who wears his name on his shirt like a retard. Not that he's black, just he wears his name on his shirt like he's a retard. Has nothing to do with being black. I've known plenty of black guys who wore different people's names on their shirt. He murders him by choking him with his own shirt, Kelly choking himself with his own shirt while Tucker is swimming, and so Tucker drowns. Then he goes into the science lab, talks to Renaissance, makes fun of the way Renaissance talking dude talks. So Renaissance talking dude pours a bunch of chemicals on his face, pours a bunch of chemicals on Kelly's face, but of course it goes back to Renaissance talking dude's damage, and he dies. So then it comes down to I've still got Terrifier 3 in my head, and it's messing me up. And it comes down to a showdown in the football field, where the coach, who's the father of Reese and other douchebag, decides to show down with Kelly and the sheriff. The sheriff's trying to hold them back. But Kelly jabs himself with a drill, taking out other douchebag while Reese runs away. Smart Reese, because remember, Reese was the one who got damaged earlier from beating up Kelly. Other douchebag is lying on the ground while the football coach decides to shoot Kelly, thinking he's weakened from this vine that they put in a fire extinguisher. Shoots Kelly, and him and other douchebag die. And then Kelly agrees to give the powers back. So Adam Beach and Red Elk, the other Indian, I think I said his name was Red Elk earlier, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who plays him, but it's a famous Indian actor. I'm not sure of his name, but he's been in a bunch of stuff. Do the ceremony, but the cops arrive, and it's killing Kelly, who tries to get away, but the cops fire their shotgun and shoot Kelly and Dominique. Dominique dies. Kelly then eats Pfluger's heart and dies. And Adam Beach asks Red Elk if he got the powers back, and Red Elk says no. And then we cut to the ambulance carrying Kelly and Dominique's dead body. Dominique sits up and says, "Man, this really itches," referring to the bullet in her chest. Something Kelly said when he got shot in the head by the football coach. referring to the fact that Dominique now has the healing power. This is actually a pretty good movie, and I left a lot out. Just telling you the main action points. There's actually a lot in there, like Kelly actually asked Dominique on a date and is really clueless about Dominique hitting on him, which was me in high school. And it's actually a really good movie, really fun story, really interesting premise. I've never seen a healer killing people in a movie before with his healing powers. So I really enjoyed this movie. I highly recommend it. It's called The Unhealer. It's on Prime. It might be on other things. The only people you'll recognize in it are Natasha Henstridge, Lance Henriksen, Red Elk, and Adam Beach. So now for the song. This week's song, I practiced once, never practiced again. So it's probably going to be terrible. And I just knocked the top off. Just the kind of day I've been having, people. As you can see, new notebook. The power to heal is powerful indeed, but it can easily be manipulated by corruption and greed. Make this man walk, make that lady see. The town will talk, and you'll never be free. They'll want you to heal them all, and behind your back call you a freak. Then it will be your spree. The Unhealer, he kills with his powers. He's invincible for hours. He uses his invincibility to return damage. Dang, the notebook's falling off. And goes killingly, the Unhealer. When he hits his foes, he feels the blows. When they kill him, they take the woes and are no more. His powers are endless and they can't contend with. Boy, that they can't even hurt. For one finger laid on him is a finger laid on them. And that finger feels like 10. The Unhealer, he kills with his powers. He's invincible for hours. He uses his invincibility to return damage, and it goes killingly. The Unhealer. The boy killed 8, then ate his lunch of paper plate and styrofoam. He feels great when he's killing and getting revenge for what they did to his mom. He won't stop till they're all gone. After all, he's done nothing wrong. The Unhealer, he kills using his powers. He's invincible for hours. He uses his invincibility to return damage, and it goes killingly. The Unhealer. That went better than expected. So join me next week when the movie will definitely be Mousetrap. The movie will definitely be The Mousetrap next week. Or maybe Dracula's Daughter. It'll probably be The Mousetrap, though. And then the week after that is our big Halloween show. And by big Halloween show, I mean nothing's going to be different. The only thing is we're going to be doing Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. So join me next week, The Mousetrap.